Hello, this is the Zulu. I just watched Metal Mickey's film when he shows his new hi-fi, and very nice it is as well. And I just thought I'd do this because he gave me an idea for a short film, and which I thank him very much. And that is his hi-fi. Now, if you buy a hi-fi system, you think the most important part of it is obviously the amp, or the CD player, or the record player, but it ain't. The most important part of any hi-fi system is the cables that go between the amplifier and your speakers. And a friend of mine, you see, I used to work in a CD factory many years ago. And basically what he used to do was, when he put the music onto a master, then transfer it onto a CD, he used to check all the masters and make sure they were perfect. And he used to go in a room, and he had all these egg cups on the ceiling and the floor, and he used to sit there all day just listening to this music, and he was listening for pitch, using all these meters to make sure the actual output was sort of high quality. Anyway, I learned a lot of stuff off him, and it was amazing, because obviously he's a very clever bloke. He must have had a degree, in this, because it's a very important job, because you get that wrong, that everything that goes through the production lines all skew with, and it's no good. And he taught me a lot of stuff about hi-fi and about output, and I sort of retained this information, and I just wanted to share it with a few people. With a hi-fi output, us human beings, unfortunately, have got relatively poor hearing. When you compare it to something like a dog, our hearing is non-existent. And most of these really expensive hi-fi systems, like £1,000 or £700, it's impossible for the human ear to detect the difference. It's a sales gimmick. Because obviously what they want me to do is part with as much money as I can on a hi-fi system. When I bought mine a couple of years ago, I tend to go for the lower price range, about say £500 for the lot, maybe a bit more. It's just a rough guide, but because I've got some ammunition in me box. For the simple reason is, I know for a fact the first thing I'm going to buy is some decent speaker wire or cable, and decent connectors, and make sure they're soldered in place. Now, amount of people I've told this to people, and they've got hi-fis, and they're thinking of spending sort of like £500 or £600 on a new amp, or £300 or £400 on a new record deck. And I told them, spend £100 on some new speaker wire, and that's all you need to do. And the results they've got back to me and says, Steve, well, we just can't believe how good it's become. And I says, yeah, because basically it depends on how good your wire is. If you've got a big budget, you can go for gold, and gold is an amazing conductor, so is copper. And some of these things have gold connectors on. And it's like the old valve amps, they were pure because the valves they were like purer. But what they have in hi-fi shops, like if you're got some serious money, are gold connectors. And it's just amazing. And I had a bit of a row because when I went to buy my hi-fi in Birmingham, there was a 15 grand hi-fi system, and I was listening to it. It was, because they always play Brothers in Arms and stupid stuff, so they want to make their hi-fi sound good. And I had a bit of an argument with the guy. I said, well, he was telling me all this technical jargon, and I said to him, I'm sorry, my friend, but you cannot detect that. It's impossible for the human ear to detect those differences. And what he was like a salesman, and obviously he wants to make as much money for the business as possible, and they give you a load of garbage. But what I always do is buy a sort of what I call a mid-price system, or a low-price system, and then I upgrade it. But all you need to do is upgrade a hi-fi system cheap, and it will sound at least 100 times better than it did when you started. Get some decent cable, and it may set you back £100 in English money. I know what it is in dollars, but it could cost you say $80 to $100. And when you think how much a brand new amp's going to cost you, or a brand new record deck, it's going to be absolutely a shock, and you'll be amazed how much the improvements you've made. Also, what I mean is connectors as well. You must make sure the connectors that connect between the amplifier and the record deck or the CD deck, sorry I said something else then, are good as well, and they're important as well. Make sure they're good quality, and that's a cheap upgrade for you, and it will save you an absolute fortune. The reason why I've noticed people that they've actually got rid of their hi-fi systems and got a brand new hi-fi system, and I've said to them, I said, well, did you look at the cables and the wires? Oh no, we didn't think about that, and it just seems a bit crazy. But anyway, it's only a short flick this is. I thought I'd just do an follow up to Metal Mickey, and I hope this information is useful to somebody in the hi-fi if you're thinking of upgrading your system. Or if you're going to thinking, I'll buy that new amp, see where that gets me. Just have a look at the wires, the speaker cables, the connectors, and the connectors between the amp and the record deck. They're the most important thing. I hope you enjoyed this short film. I'm off anyway. See you folks. Bye.